Hello everyone and welcome to Tombstone Disc Golf. What is up, TDG family? We are definitely in a different location here today. We're normally in the studio doing our voiceovers or doing our bag reviews or whatever the case may be, or we're on the course, or we're in a field somewhere just throwing discs. Well, today we're actually in my garage / workshop, if you will, where I do another hustle that I've been working on. I'm actually opening up another channel for that later on this year. But today, what we're doing here is, as you saw in the opening, we're building a disc rack, somewhere where you can house all your discs. I have a ton of discs. I wanted to organize that a little bit. Plus, they're not in big honking boxes, you know, taking up a lot of space. So let's jump over into this and get us a rack built. Before we get started, I wanted to show you guys what the plans look like. You guys have already seen the finished product in the opening sequence. I always do all of my drawings first in SketchUp. It helps me kind of figure out some of my design quirks that I want to put in it and everything else. I will say the design that I drew up took advantage of 5-way couplers, but I can only find 4-way. So I'm going to have to modify what I have drawn up a bit. So it's going to look a little different from the drawn out product, but still going to turn out good. So the first pieces I'm going to cut out are the side pieces. I originally planned on those being 18 inches wide, but I want to give myself a little room for each one of the couplers that I have to put on each end. Plus I wanted it to be just a little wider than that. I had one area that I wanted this to fit into, but I decided against it. I'm going to move it into a different spot, so that gives me a little more space to work with. What I've already done is I've adjusted everything, and you can see over here on the edge, which you can probably see better over on this camera, that I put a stop here, and I've got that measured out at 21 inches, I think it was, so I can be consistent. So I've got that laid in there, and I'm using my miter saw today just to help speed things up a little bit, and we won't be wasting a lot of time sitting here sawing each one or either cutting them with the cutters you can get at the store. Just backtracking just a little bit on the design, I used 1-inch PVC. Now you can use 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever you want. I decided on 1 inch. It was a little beefier, I thought, and probably hold the weight that's going to be sitting on it for quite some time. And I'll also add at the end, once we get all the pieces cut and we put everything together, I'm not going to glue anything together. I'm just going to slide the parts into each other, just in case I want to make some modifications or changes later on down the line. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the bottom section, have a disc, set it in there, make sure I don't need to make any more tweaks on my measurements, and then we're going to rock and roll with it. And at the end, I'll talk about what the sizes are and the dimensions I use for everything. So let's jump into it. Nice clean cut. we have a few pieces cut. Now let's go ahead and put those together and see what the first run looks like anyway. Too wide. I want to make that a little narrower. So right now I have those cut at 6 inches. I'm gonna take it down to 5 to see if that gets me where I want to be. Food for thought. When you're cutting things, always make sure you cut it long, just in case you make a mistake. You need to trim it down a little bit and sneak up on it, so to speak. All right. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. Perfect. And then we're going to have these here, here. Alright. These are good down here. Right like a soul. Right like a soul. Go in there like that. So, we set those in there. That's going to be up higher than I wanted it to go. So, I'm going to cut these down because I want the cross pieces here to be right about there. Okay. Catch you up real quick on what's going through my beady little brain. Let me adjust this. There we go. All right. What we've done is we've made a few modifications to the design as we were putting it together, and that's why I only wanted to put a couple of pieces together in the beginning, because I'm kind of shooting from the hip a little bit on this. Even though I did draw it out, I knew it was just kind of a preliminary setup for me. But what I think I'm going to end up doing is, you know, the width I had originally had those at 6 inches. I cut those at 6 inches. I'm going to cut that back to 5. But I'm also going to use the same 5-inch pieces for my up pieces. And then I'll just have a little short piece that's going to go right here, as you guys can see on this side. Right now, I'm going to jump off, make a bunch of cuts. Then I'll be back to talk to you. All right, we've got all the pieces cut and all of our parts laid out. We've got 8 cross pieces right here. Over here on this corner here, we have 42 T's. We've got 6 90s or angles there, 90-degree angles. We've got 4 corners. The 3-inch pieces, we have 24 of those right here. And the 5-inch pieces, we've got 47. And the 21 inches, we've got 20 of them. So let's put this rack together. All right, we're going to start off at the bottom, which is probably the best place to start. We're going to need our 4 corners here. Let's move some of this stuff over here. Move this stuff over here. And let's start putting it together. There you have it. We got it all built. Now there's only one thing left to do. Well, 2 things. One is get it in my house, and 2, load it up with disc. Well everyone, we've got it moved into the house. We've got all the disc put up on here. I think it turned out pretty well. I didn't realize I had such a disc problem. It's not a problem. I just don't have time to throw them all. It's amazing how many you collect. And what makes me think about this going forward is I'm going to have to expand this. Because if we keep doing mystery boxes and things like that, my collection is going to get a little bigger. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was something a little different this time. We wanted to make sure that you guys saw these. I know there's been a few other videos online talking about building these types of racks. We put our little twist on it, made it a little bigger, and changed up a few different things. But yeah, as a whole, it turned out real good. I hope this is helpful for everyone if you need to build up something for some disk storage instead of having it piled in boxes all over the place like I had. But yeah, this is it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget don't forget to hit like and subscribe and ding that bell so you know when our next video is coming out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.